I want to know, at what point did you go from, okay, this isn't working out, to, oh, yeah, the Bears can win this game, or the Bears will win this game? I just need to, I want your personal timeline, because we all have a personal timeline, even though the Bears had already proven 6 times prior that they can manufacture a comeback of this nature.
Well, I was going to ask you the same thing, because I at least picked the Bears to win. You picked the Packers to win.
Yes, I did.
So,
and if you told me, before the season started, the Bears will run 0 offensive plays where they have the lead in 3 games and they'll lose 2 of the 3 games, I would say that doesn't even make sense.
That's mathematically impossible.
Well, but
it happened. Magic.
It did happen. So for me, Danny, when it was 21-3, I was like, okay. And then when the field goal was off at the end of the first half, I was like, well, there's still time if they get a stop. And then once the first 3 and out happened, I was like, I could see the Bears coming back. And then once they didn't get a stop, I'm trying to remember exactly when it was, but once they cut it to, they scored the touchdown to make it a 1-score game, I was like, oh yeah, the Bears could definitely win this game.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, we're in line. I think that what was amazing, like there's so many stories and anecdotes from my day at Soldier Field that we can get into, but I think like the win of all of this is they're down 21-3 and it's halftime, and I'm having conversations with my friends like, get a stop and Caleb magic can happen. Like the idea that there was every other Bears team that I can think of, you're down 21-3 to the Packers, you're thinking about leaving, you're thinking about warming up, you're thinking I'm not going to say that I thought they were going to win, but I definitely didn't think it was over. And like that subtle difference there is just a massive win with having this coach and this quarterback for the Bears. And I know you guys probably did it all on Monday. I wish I would have, I was waiting for the call to come on Monday. It was incredible. It really was. It was it was a sports religious experience. The snow beforehand. I paid $50 to a guy at a tailgate to get his cheese grater hat because you can't get them. You can't get them anywhere online.
Do you know how much of a markup that was? Like how much he paid for the cheese grater hat?
I just said, how much for your cheese grater? He said $50. I said deal. It was a 3-sentence conversation. And it was amazing. Like where I've landed is this: whoever wins the Super Bowl had the most successful season in the NFL. And assuming that is not the Bears had the second most successful season of any team in the NFL.
Measured take. I think it's fair, yeah. When you consider the jump from last year, just the concept of, finding ways to win versus how many different ways they figured out how to lose last season.
Yeah, but like the pay.
Oh no.
10-win improvement. So it's not even just the jump. You guys got me?
Yeah, you're cutting out a little.
It's the jump. I apologize. It's the jump. It's the coach. It's the quarterback. It's the moments. It's the beating the Packers twice. It's validating all of it with that game Saturday night at Soldier Field. And I'm not saying that I don't think that they can beat the Rams or want them to beat the Rams or think that they can make the Super Bowl or anything like that. But now there are no holes to poke in the resume. Mm-hmm. A+ season. No matter what happens the rest of the way, A+ season. Arguably, I would understand if people said go into the Super Bowl, to play Peyton Manning and Devin Hester and the whole thing. I would understand if people 40 and under said that was their favorite Bears season because you got the trip to the Super Bowl. But this is the most enjoyable Bears season of my lifetime, and I don't find it to be particularly close.
Well, and Danny, I said this to Lawrence in one of our post-game podcasts, but as somebody whose first year hosting full-time at the station was 2017, correct? Were you 17 when you were here full-time?
Yeah, January of 17. Yeah.
Okay, so you know this then. We've talked a lot about it. Mark and the Take the North podcast have talked a lot about it. I'm so glad that we can finally put to bed the idea that 2018 was a successful season. Yes, Matt Nagy got Coach of the Year. Yes, Ryan Pace got Executive of the Year. They were earned at the time. But that shouldn't be the standard. At least get a playoff win. And for Ben Johnson to be able to do that, that supersedes all of this now. It resets a standard that is more realistic to what a standard should be.
Yeah, that's fair. I think like the 2018 season was a fun year that didn't feel sustainable, and we went into 2019 hoping that Mitch was going to take the leap. But it was hope. Now like we know that we've got the coach and we have the quarterback. But like, listen, I've seen a lot of failure of Bears seasons where like if 12 wins and 36 takeaways and hosting a playoff game is a failure of a season, like I don't think it's a failure of a season. It's just not nearly as successful as this one. But I loved what Caleb said. He thinks he's built for these moments, but he expects to be in a lot more moments like it going forward. And the stadium was rocking. The stars were out. I was hungover at O'Hare Sunday morning for my early morning flight to come back to New York so that I could get back in time to have lunch with the boys and then settle in for the 3 playoff games on Sunday. And I had my rolling bag. I had the bag I had a robe bag. I had like a bag that was just carrying my robe. And then I was carrying my cheese grater. And the gate agent for United, when I scanned my boarding pass, she goes, "You have 3 items, sir." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I can put on this cheese grater." And she just smiled at me and she said, "No, that's a sign of disrespect to the Packers. You have a nice flight." And
What?
yeah, and she just let me on. She did. It was great. It's just like the amount of bear downs that I got, the amount of people who said, you were right about Caleb before anybody else. That was very satisfying. Got a lot of mob shout outs. Tanny told me you guys got a call. This was a really beautiful thing. So I'm glad that you guys got the story from a call, but I'll tell it anyway. So I'm hanging out with my nephew, Jack. He's in his Packers gear. I'm in my Bears gear. 2 of my friends who I was able to get tickets for are there. The other 2 were coming a little bit closer to kickoff. And we're in the stadium like an hour before kick, enjoying the snow and just like taking in the sights and all of that and drinking beers. And this guy walks through in front of me and he yells, park, or whatever. And he gives me like the hardest high five ever. Like I dip my hand down over the rail and he gives me this high five. And I'm like, ah, damn. Like it like really hurt my hand. And then he starts yelling at me. He's like, "Oh, you're here with a Packer fan. What's going on?" And I'm like, "Man, it's family. You can't help family." And he's like, "I thought better of you, blah, blah, blah." And we go on our separate ways. He comes back later, like, I don't remember if it was halftime or after the game. I honestly don't remember. The whole thing's a blur. And he comes and he finds us at our seats. And he goes, "Hey, man, you're Brad's boy. You must be Brad's boy. I'm sorry about that, man." And he gave Jack some dap, and he just was like, he's like, "I'm a real Score fan, so I know your story." And it was just it was beautiful. The whole thing, like I love that viral video of the dad and the son hugging after the DJ Moore touchdown. I'm gonna do my monologue on that today and talk about Brad and my dad and Jack and being at the game. So it was really special. I was at Game 4 and 5 of the 2016 World Series with my dad. I was at when the Bulls won their 4th title on Father's Day with my dad, Brad, and my mom.
Yeah.
I was at the 6 overtime game, Syracuse, UConn at the Garden. I've been to some great sporting events, but that was a top 5 sporting event for me for sure.
Well, Danny, I know we had a lot of fun with listeners who said they saw you out and about, and yes, he did admit to having to revisit the conversation. Frederick was his name.
That was a power move by Frederick, like coming back and be like, "Hey, Jack, man, no disrespect, I love whatever he said. Brad's a real one," like just giving him love. It was a very cool, like the Score is family type of thing. It was really great.
I also want you to know we didn't have time to talk to her about this, but Justin Turner's wife, Courtney, is a huge Bears fan. She's from the region, grew up a Sox fan. She decided to go to the game and she saw the repost of your robe and she was like, "Where did he get this? I've got to get one of these."
Yes, and Ray asked me about that, and I passed it along. But I would say to her or Ray, just Google Chicago Bears robe. It pops right up.
Oh, I thought you had it custom made.
No, it's right there. It's reversible. There's Chicago Bears robe, 4th option down. Google results. It's right there for you.
We didn't know if it was a cape. We didn't know what it was going to be.
No, a plush, oversized Bears robe that you can have for like $79. It's not bad.
And I saw you wore it on the show on First Things First, which was fantastic.
Wore it on the show, wore the same outfit from it. Listen, First Things First got a lot of love in Chicago, which was really, really cool. But Brew, having doubted the Bears for a while, kind of like Marshall and Grote doubting him too.
Wait, hold up. I don't doubt the Bears as an organization. I doubted them in this specific contest.
Well, tomato, my friend. and so honestly, I'd rather you doubt their organization than them in that game against the Packers. If I'm being totally honest, I've doubted their organization for years.
Fair.
No, but I'm saying I'm on the turn. As soon as they hire Ben Johnson, I'm like, I'm all in. As soon as they hire Ben Johnson, I'm all in.
Well, not all in. I'm just saying, not all in.
Man,
so you're picking the Bears this week?
Danny removes the mush, and he is a different person.
Listen. You're taking the Bears this week over the Rams? Is that what you're telling me?
I bet them plus 4.5. It's now 3.5.
Oh, you didn't take a money line, though. You didn't take a money line.
Hey, the total
you want me to
move
send you my screenshots?
I want the money line pick.
I'll have a money line for you. Not a problem.
Okay.
I'm willing to go. I'm happy to listen. If the goal is to just eventually be right to say I told you so, yeah, the Bears probably won't win the Super Bowl. Matt Stafford might throw for 600 yards in this game.
He's not throwing for 600 yards.
But the Bears can win.
I believe you. I'm picking the Bears straight up.
Also, since
now you're picking. Okay. See, I like it. Fool you once. Shame on but fool you twice. I know how the saying goes. That's good. Good job by you.
You know what I would call this? Verbal judo.
I love it.
It's fun to listen to. Since we're in Meatball Town, I figured I'd ask you this.
Yeah.
We were talking about who in the crowd, like all the famous people in the crowd. I'm sure you got to see because we were told you were above the E in Bears on the front row. So. For famous people in the crowd, there were many this last time, like amazingly, like Spike Lee, Vince Vaughn, Seth Rollins, all these famous Bears fans. Simone Biles is always there. She counts. Common. We name them all off, and then we come to realize, like, how many playoff wins does it take to get Michael Jordan to a Bears game?
Oh, and the number does not exist. Infinite. Like, I don't think he would go to a Bears Super Bowl. No, no. Jordan. I mean, he didn't go to the All-Star game in Chicago. Like when it was at the UC. So I don't think Jordan's showing up. It was cool, Vince Vaughn and Spike Lee and all those people were in the house. It was a very cool. It was an event. It was like I said. There's like sporting events, there's games, and then there's just events. Like that was an event. Like Bears Packers Saturday night was a legit event. And it was I don't even, like I said, I'm not a religious person, but it was like a religious experience through sports. It like people are like, are you going back for the Rams game? I'm like, I don't have any interest. Like Bears Packers, it was like a standalone thing. I would have rather gone to Bears Packers than go to an NFC Championship game. Like that was a moment in time. And I don't know where you guys came out on the whole like Ben Johnson stuff and cursing and F the Packers and all of that.
Well, I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
No, the handshake, I get it. I get the handshake. There's a lot I don't know, I think, behind the scenes, but I get the handshake. Him saying F the Packers and him representing Bears fans in the way he did, I don't hate on that at all. I'll
say this, Danny, with the Ben Johnson Matt LaFleur stuff, I'm all the way in on any kind of drama, rivalry. Matt LaFleur, I get it. He's a victim here. And you know what? He'll continue to get victimized as long as he's the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. But this is what a rivalry is supposed to feel like. And I love that Ben Johnson has not only taken that, embraced it, but he's brought George McCaskey along for the ride, saying, he's on the same page as me.
Hey, Danny, you want to be part of some score history with us?
Sure.
All right. We have gotten the clear to make the announcement, so we are doing so here on Rahimi, Harris, and Grote. Odyssey announces the launch of 104.3 The Score, an FM simulcast of 670 The Score in Chicago. The market-leading sports talent, commentary, analysis, and play-by-play coverage will now be heard on FM for the first time while continuing to air on 670 AM beginning February 2nd. The station's flagship radio coverage of the Chicago Cubs and Chicago Bulls will also air on FM, beginning with the 2026 season. The station launches with Circa Sports Illinois, as its presenting partner. 104.3 The Score will launch with the following on-air lineup: 5:30 to 10, Mully and Haugh; 10 a.m. to 2, Rahimi, Harris, and Grote; and 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., Spiegel and Holmes. So, Danny, welcome. Thanks for being a part of this.
The Score on FM in February. Congratulations. A long time coming. Going to be number one across the board. No one will be able to catch you guys. It's a juggernaut situation. And in February, just in time for the lead up to the Super Bowl. Love that. Bears, Super Bowl, Caleb Williams, The Score, FM. It's going to be great. Congrats.
Well, and you get to be a part of it. You now get to hear Danny on Lower Whacker while you're driving. Every week. That's
Which honestly
important.
is the only thing that's been missing. It's like I'm a little overexposed. So that's the only place people haven't been able to hear me recently is Lower Whacker.
It's about time we shook up Lower Whacker, frankly.
Yeah, absolutely. Get it. Listen, that's great. That's something that I remember talking to Mitch about basically from the moment I got to The Score. Yeah, little birdie had whispered in my ear that was coming out. So I'm thrilled that you guys were able to announce that. Thank you for allowing me to be on during it, but anyone who knows radio knows that's a huge deal. And it's happened to a lot of sports talk stations around the country, and they've all seen exponential growth as a result of it. So it's a huge deal, and I'm thrilled for all of you. Congratulations. And
you've removed your own mush, so I feel like this is new reverse mush that's happening. I believe they call it good luck. So Danny, you're good luck today.
Yeah, hey, and so again, for the first dish take in the FM era of The Score, if you had a problem, like you should not have had a problem with the Brewers and their L flag, okay? You should not have had a problem with Aaron Rodgers saying, I own you. You should not have a problem with Ben Johnson's cold handshake or saying F the Packers. Trash talk in sports is good. Less hate in the world, more hate in sports. Rivalries are fun. None of this stuff really matters. It's just it's adults playing kids games for a ton of money. It's okay if they hate each other. It's a fine fuel for hatred. F the Packers.
Okay.
FM. That's what the F and FM stands for.
Is that what it stands for?
That's what it stands for. People don't know that.
FMAT FM.
Oh,
yeah,
dear.
exactly. People don't know. F Matt LaFleur.
Thank you, Danny. We appreciate it. Thanks for joining us and making some history today. And congratulations on having a lot of fun at the game.
Oh, yeah, it was incredible. Thank you guys.
I love